Good Friday morning, everyone. So this is a quick overhead view of my garden of Edenscape. This was to be quite honest, a very grueling 2 weeks of work outside here to really get everything up and as much as I could covered. This was including the fencing and all the weed fabric being put down, and obviously planting in all the transplants and seeds that are currently, you guys can see in the overhead view. The most recent one that I put in were the ones in the keyhole, which is that back area in the ground. Majority of them are very much just seeds that I planted in yesterday, and just to kind of fill out my garden. So that's how everything is looking from a quick overview overhead. I can bring us down on this nicer, slightly cloudy overhead view. And I'm obviously check out my sunflowers that I think the bunnies have been coming into, because I have not yet put the barrier on the outside of my fence to keep the bunnies from coming underneath. So I know that they've been coming in and eating I think I've lost at least 15 sunflowers to them. And if I have more losses, I think I'm going to make a stop at the store to buy some more sunflowers to replace the ones that were lost. And I think I still have some time to grow sunflowers. I think it takes them like maybe, they say anywhere from 60 to 90 days depending on the variety, before frost hits, and then it'll kill everything. And I think I have some time. So let me get down there and give you guys a closer look at how my garden looks like. But doesn't Edenscape look nice? I think to me it looks really nice, very clean lined with all the weed fabric and everything else. So let me get down there now. Be right back. So starting right up front, here are my morning glories. Well, I thought my morning glories are here. Something came and ate my morning glories. They're those stumps you see back there. So I guess bunnies do like eating morning glories. This side is pretty much becoming lunch as well too, so I have to figure out to get some kind of, I don't know, spray deterrent to keep them away, because these guys will be sitting outside of my garden. They obviously have not touched my nasturtiums, because nasturtiums are kind of spicy, so I guess they don't like nasturtiums. So over here, we're supposed to be my heavenly blues. Over here are the scarlet O'Haras, and I think they're starting on the scarlet O'Haras. Over here are my Kikiozakis. And over here are my, oh my goodness, what kind of worm is that? Oh no, my dear, you are not gonna make it today. Excuse me one moment. No more wormies. Cannot be having those guys hanging out in my garden. Anyhow, and these over here are moonflowers, which are supposed to grow up very large and have very large white blossoms that are the size of dinner plates. I have it facing this side so that it'll face out here towards my windows of my house, so I can just look out and see them, if they survive the bunnies, at night. So that's the plan. My nasturtiums are definitely safe. The bunnies are not touching them, so I guess they're safe for now. But my morning glories, well, a number is being done on them. Anywho, let's head inside. This is my lock. Starting off my sunflowers. Yep, Bunnies came in again. Each of the yellow markers are the ones that had I lost over these past few days, I guess, since the flowers started getting bigger. So far it's a little bit safer. Not as many lost, I guess. I still have to probably buy some more seeds to really fill up this area. This good 2 feet of space that was missing. So at least like maybe 3 plants I can put in there. I don't know, we'll see. Over here I have, excuse my mess that I have. I've not been cleaning at all. I've just been planting as much as I can, getting them all in, and it's gonna be a lot of mess down below. So do excuse my mess. Over here, this is my tomato sections. All of my tomato plants in here. I wish I could show you guys and tell you exactly what the varieties are right now, but the sun is doing a number on my tags, so I can barely see what the names are. And I'll only find out once they start producing fruits. So this is gonna be a long wait for me to figure out what's actually growing and what's not. And I'm also single stemming my plants. So because everything is planted very closely, about a foot apart, and that's not ideal for growing tomatoes, but if you single stem them, meaning to keep everything on one stem and not letting the suckers grow, to just really grow things up one and give the rest of the bottom some breathing space so that the plants can, you know, do okay. Yeah, then they're fine. But you gotta really keep up with single stemming. And I have to get those guys up on something. They are bending over. Goodness. But anyhow, these are the tomatoes. We have short ones, big ones. We have little cherry ones. We have giant 1-2 pounder ones all mixed in here. And I don't know what's what until they grow. So it's gonna be a surprise for me, as it is for you guys. Let's go over here. More sunflowers. I think this side's a little bit more, is a lot safer from the other side. I don't see as much damage in here. Sunflower wise, I did plant about, I want to say 75 to 80 seeds. It looks like maybe half of them, or a little over half of them, sprouted, and then I lost like a quarter of them to bunnies. So the last time I counted, I had maybe about 45 plants that were currently growing. The numbers definitely look a little bit more less than that. I mean, obviously I have to thin them out myself because I had like about 2 seeds in each spot, and they're definitely coming up. As you can see, those doubles there, they're up, and eventually one of them are gonna have to go. So whichever one's the strongest will get to stay, and then hopefully they survive. They will survive the bunnies out here. I have a huge rosemary bush that my husband loves rosemary, and they are wonderful. They smell delightful. And I saw this one, and I just thought this thing was just asking to come home with me. So I was like, I'll take you home with me, rosemary. Yes, I talk to plants. Don't mind me. That's how I keep myself entertained in the garden. Over here I have corn, sweet corn. These are the astronomy domine sweets. This is a special variety that is a mix of purples and yellows and whites, all on one cob. I have no idea how they taste like. They just said they're sweet, so I'm assuming they're going to be sweet. This is the first batch that I'm putting in, and then on the other side is bare. That's in about a week or 2. That's going to be next batch that I'm going to put in, so that I can have them grow in succession, meaning that this side will grow first, mature first, and I'll harvest first from these guys, and that side back there will be my secondary one, where I can get second harvest off of it, some corn, you know, instead of harvesting them all at once and trying to eat them all at once. Over here I have okra. I've never had them fresh from a garden. I've only had them like frozen from fast food places when they deep fry them and everything. And I've heard all the spiel of how they're so delicious and fresh and everything from the garden. So you know what? I'm biting the bullet and I'm gonna try growing them. I know we're not in down south, and okras are a warm loving plant, but I'm hoping that this variety that I have will grow well over here in the north, and maybe I might get a harvest or two, you know. And then over here, these are all my brassicas, cabbages, and kale. The kale's in the middle right there. The brassicas there are the store-bought ones. These are, I have, this one's called Bonnie's Best Greens, and these are just some red ones. I forgot what they're called. Where's the tag? The tag says the name is called Ruby's Perfect. So Ruby's Perfect and Bonnie's Best. And then those three little leaves you see there, those are called barrages. Obviously as well, they're going to be thinned down once they get a little bit bigger. That's supposed to be a herb flower, something that you can really use as an attraction for pollinators like bees and butterflies. And I guess basically you can also use it like as an herb tea type of thing too. So I have no idea. But once they grow, I'll find out if they smell good, taste good, then I'll probably make a tea out of that as well too. I do like teas. Here's some, I got some Thai basils in here, mixed all in here. Oh, excuse me. This is my morning frog throat. These are my broccolis, and they're growing up nicely. These are just some herbs in the center just to divide up the brassicas here. Because I have broccolis here, herbs, brassica, cabbages, and then some herbs over here, and some brassica cauliflowers, and then some more flowers over here. They're snapdragons. These are, I believe, white rocket snapdragons. So moving on, and over here are my what's this called again? Solomon seals. And over here, these are my ground cherries. Last year I did not succeed in growing them, and hope that this year they will grow well for me. And this larger bag out here that does drain well. So here's crossing my fingers. And of course, my melon trellis. They are looking wonderful. They're all growing very nicely. I do have another seedling for this specific plant here. This is the golden midget, and those guys are so hard to grow. My goodness, every single year I've tried growing them and they would not take. And so the other one took, like, goodness, 2 months for it to germinate, because I thought that cup was a dead cup of dirt. And the other day I saw, and I'll go up and I'll show you guys in a little second, I saw a pair of leaves that looked like that popped up, and it was actually very green and very alive, and so I think I'm gonna put it down here so it'll have a chance to grow, because my goodness, those guys take a long time to grow. They're very frustrating to grow. Unlike the other ones, it's kind of they're kind of growing weakly, but they're still there. Let's see. So these I have here, melons in the outside, except for the golden midget. That's a watermelon, but it's a small watermelon. And the larger watermelons are on the inside, and the melons again on the end of the outside over there. So over here we have this is the, which one is this? This is the honeydew, golden midget. This is the mango melon hybrid, and this is the golden perfection, which is a type of French honeydew. This is the Yamato cream watermelon, and wow, look at that, guys. It's really growing well. Look at that. So is the white wonder. That one's growing really well too. Very bushy. So I like seeing that. That's wonderful. I want them to grow. I'm gonna also like point them so they grow towards the trellis and vine up. That's the reason why I have the trellis there, so those guys can like really vine up and latch onto the trellis and really grow up and hang up here and get as much sun as they can. And obviously their fruits, I'm assuming if they grow well, will be hanging like right here, around here, when they're full grown and ready to grow, and I'll see them and I can just pick them as they're ready to be picked. So that's the plan. This is the sugar baby, a little bit smaller, but that's okay. And the Otome watermelon, which is the smallest of these middle section. These are personal, like little 3-4 pounders supposedly. That they're gonna be like a lime green color skin, but the insides are bright red flesh. That's supposed to be very sweet. So never had it before, but I'm trying them out. So I'll try out to see which melons grow well in our section, our world, of our world. Excuse me. Because I don't really know what grows well, so I'm just testing them all out and see what grows well. And the ones that do grow well, they're gonna be kept for my garden. This is my tigger melon, very small, maybe the size of a baseball or maybe softball, maybe baseball, supposedly they say. It has a very wonderful aroma, musky smell that's also like a nice deep orange with tiger-like stripes in it, which is then hence the name tigger. Well, at least that's why I think it's called tigger. I have no idea what the history is, but yeah. Ooh, you can hear thunder rolling in. Maybe we are gonna get thunderstorm. I don't know. Over here is sakata sweets, a nice little yellow Japanese fruit that's supposed to be a nice personal sweet melon. Over here we have the chamoy, another Asian, oriental, whatever you want to call it, fruit. This is from Korea. And then over here with the kajari melon, also an Asian melon, but this is from India. This is a wonderful little fruit that's like a orangey color. Oh, I can hear the rain slowly coming in. Sunflowers, and here is my keyhole. This is how everything is looking right now. It's wonderful that the rain's coming. We can get some much needed fresh rain here so I don't have to come in and water. I mean, I did water last night, but well, the rain really came in early. So I have here kale, a bunch of seedlings, seeds that I planted yesterday, a variety of cabbages, herbs, and squashes. They're all in here. Those are my extra eggplants and tomatoes that I didn't have any room left in my garden bed. Over there for the peppers, eggplants, and tomatoes. So I kind of just threw them back here to see how they will grow compared to the other ones in the bed. So it's a little experiment this year for myself. Same thing over here, peppers. These are the spicy peppers that are going to be nice and spicy. So I want to keep them distant from my sweeter peppers, which are over there, because I don't want them to mix the seeds in case I want to save the sweet peppers. At least that's my plan, to save some seeds, because I don't think I have a lot of seeds left for those guys. So here's some Georgia Southern collards for my husband because he loves them. A lot more cabbages. We got, these are the red rock mammoths on the outside, and the internal are the green Brunswicks, and then red rock on the outside. So we'll see how those guys grow. This is an empty space. Then these are some dill herbs for some monarchs and my husband. These are sweet 100s. And some variety of eggplants. They're looking a little bit worn down. That's because I had to keep them out like in this tree over here for a while. And you know, it doesn't do well to keep them out of the soil for too long. So they look a little bit worn out, but hopefully nature will do its thing and they'll recover. I have over here more of my garden growing very nicely. These are things I transplanted during Memorial Weekend. So on between like 26th through the last week pretty much. And look how much they've grown, goodness. I forgot to take a lot of before and after pictures, but they are really growing well. These are my dragon tongue beans, bush beans. These guys are supposed to be a very pretty purpley white speckled bean. I have no idea how to explain it other than that. And my husband loves beans, green beans type things. Like for I can do stir fry, boil them, cook them, roast them, whatever. He loves them. And so do I. So I really do love these. So hopefully they grow well because I used up all my seeds. And I'm hoping that I will get some good growth in them and save some seeds for myself. Some more brassicas. My goodness, something's there munching on you. Oh, whatever it is, I hope it doesn't come back. These are my cauliflowers. And over here are broccolis. These are called Destiny broccoli. And these cauliflower are just called snow crown cauliflower. The middle section here, it looks like weeds, but they're not. These are my carrots called nantos. And they're very, they are very closely seeded because carrot seeds are tiny no matter what. So I'm gonna have to come here eventually once they get a little bit bigger to really thin them out so they have space to grow. Because if you don't, they're just gonna be all stunted and not gonna get any carrots. So, yep. Anyhow, that's what my plan is for that. Over here, down here are my Napa cabbage, my much beloved Napa cabbages. These guys were teeny tiny. I didn't know if they were gonna make it or not because I think I plugged them in about 5 days ago or so. And I'm not kidding, they're tiny, like they weren't even as big as these helicopters. They were like that big, like that. And now look at them. They really did take a long time to grow in the cups. I think maybe it's my potting soil mix that I made, or maybe it was too thick for it to grow through. But once I put them into this pure compost growth, it took off. And I'm really happy that it did. More beans. These are tricolored beans. So purple, yellows, and greens all mixed in there. And we'll see how they grow. Onions here and Brussels sprouts in the back because my husband loves Brussels sprouts. And these over here are my cucumbers. I have this this climbing type that I bought from Burpees. This is called Boston pickling. So I'm gonna have to thin these guys down too because they're all in there quite thickly. Over here are the munchers, and once a couple of them starts grabbing on to the trellis, I'll take out the ones that are not. So they'll have more root rooms to grow. Over here I have radishes. These are my radish beds with the cucumbers on this side and the what's it called over there? The kobacha, which are winter squashes on the other side. In the middle there, we have some kohlrabi. This variety is called Winners. And I mean, they do taste good. They taste like, if you've ever eaten the stem part of a broccoli, right? Like that part where it's kind of hard, but if you peel it, the inside of that's how it tastes like. It's very crunchy. I like it like that too. So I just boil it up in my foods, or I guess some other people like mix it with coleslaw or something. I don't know, but I prefer to just boil it like the broccoli stems. Here I have the cucumber delicata. I think this is the German, and I could definitely be killing and butchering the name. This is the German cucumber. This is the Japanese long cucumber, and it looks like they are starting to climb, so that's really good to see. I was kind of worried that they weren't climbing, and if they're not climbing, then I didn't want to stretch it too long because I might accidentally damage the stem. So it's good that they're climbing and grabbing onto themselves, or the trellis themselves, so that I don't accidentally harm them. These are my yodfa, or Hmong people calls them zhao gao fang. Zhao gao fang. And it's raining again. Here are my soybeans. They didn't grow very well, so I'm gonna have to probably. I did plant another batch over here in the keyhole. I planted 2 actually, so hopefully those guys will do better too, or at least with the mass amount that I'm planting, they'll be able to really at least make enough of a harvest for all the ones I planted out. More dragon beans over here. Again, my kabochas. And then over here are my climbing beans. These are the pole beans. There's only 2 of the purple potted that actually came up, and I planted like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 seeds, and only 2 came up. So that's not really good to see only 20% germination rate. That's so worrisome. I have to come back and plant some more. But over here on the green oriental yard long ones, 100% germination rate. Look at the difference on that. 100%. I'm gonna have to thin these guys out. It's like maybe 1, I think, maybe. I have to thin them out. I'll have to research on that. But at least for me, I'm planting it 1 plant per line, I want to say. I don't know how to call it, per space. But yeah, so they can just kind of trellis on their own and come up, hang on, and hang down here when they're ready to be picked, so that I can see them and then just pick them and make it a lot easier for me to pick things. So I want to come out and harvest things. So that's the view of everything. So my plans did expand a little bit more than what I originally had in mind. Dang, birds. They're so angry. I'm not even going near them. Okay, so over here in the back area, because I did not plan for it to stretch out like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, like 3 feet more than I intended, because I was expecting the back end to be like right about here, right? This where my water line is. But however the fence was coming in, I guess I didn't measure exactly how it was supposed to be, you know. The metal doesn't bend, you know, like this. So it actually stretched out when I put everything in an additional 3 feet. So I'm gonna have a lot more additional growth here, because this is 4 feet right here and 3 feet more, so it's like 7 feet. And so this back end area, I'm probably going to just put a lot of buckets or grow bags to really grow things over here, to utilize this space, because I don't know what else I'm going to do with it. I don't need things to be used like this and not being used for anything, you know. So I'm planning to have it all put in with some grow bags or something, much like my cherry tomatoes. Is it raining harder? Maybe. So over here I have my pepper plants and eggplants all in here. It's very densely packed, so I'm hoping that it'll grow well. I'm trying to do square foot gardening, but they also say peppers like to hold hands. So I planted my peppers in about 6 inches apart. Strawberries. Okay, it's time for me to go in. I thought it was just threatening to rain, and now I'm soaked. And lastly, my bok choy beds. These are all my Asian greens and bok choys put in here. And some flowers. And some brassicas. So pretty much, and some zucchinis hanging out back there, but they haven't popped up yet. It's been a while. It's been maybe 5-6 days. I haven't seen them pop up yet. So I'm hoping they will grow well. But that's pretty much it. Maybe I should get in before I start getting soaked. But anyhow, this is my the bok choys. This is just regular Shanghai bok choy, baby bok choy, whatever you want to call it. These are purple lady bok choys. Obvious name, they're purple. Look at that, so pretty. And then I have yellow winter hearts, which are a compact low ground type of bok choys. Over here, actually, these are my mustard greens over here. The Asian giant mustard greens. Onions and more Brussels sprouts. So this is pretty much my garden that I have put in over the past couple of weeks, which induced a lot of back pains, which I end up taking a lot of Advil and Aleve to try and combat the self-induced pains. But I think it's well worth it because everything is coming along looking very nice, aesthetically pleasing to me. I don't know about others, but I love it. I mean, as long as I want to be out here, that's great. Oh, of course, the section here that's going to be reserved for my garlic, but I'll probably growing my garlic in the fall, so before the frost. So I'll figure something out, something else I want to put in here, maybe some more Asian greens. I don't know, we'll see. Because I don't want anything that's too tall that's going to block out the sunlight for these guys. But yeah, we'll figure something out for this spot. But pretty much that is my garden. This is how Edenscape is coming along. To me, I'm very happy with how things are looking. I just have to clean up my leftover mess from all my plastic cups and containers that I have laying around. Because when I do come on plant, I guess I get it why they say gardening is an activity. Because my goodness, I do sweat. I sweat like I'm working out, like drip. I mean, that's including with the temperature and the humidity outside and everything. It just drips on me, right? And off of me. So yeah. So anyhow, at least I got stronger over this past couple of weeks doing all this work, putting in the fence panels, laying down the weed fabric, and just planting everything in, you know. So that is the overview of my garden. Everything is looking very nice to me, and I hope that I can get, because today's gonna be kind of a rainy day, I guess. So hopefully my plants will enjoy the watering from Mother Nature, and I can maybe go buy some seeds for sunflowers, because yeah, this side over here, I think they're gonna get decimated by the bunnies, because I have not yet blocked off the other side yet, and I keep saying get to it, but either it gets way too hot or I run out of daylight to do it, you know. So I'm hoping that today will be a rainy day and the bunnies won't come out. I mean, they already went after my morning glories. I know there's a bunny living like in that little bush area over there, and or in here in this mess, which is, it's like a perfect bunny habitat. But anyhow, that is my garden, my little garden tour. It wasn't exactly little, it wasn't short either. But if you watched all the way through, thank you. Thank you for following me on this growing journey of my garden, from this blank look to me what I think is a very beautiful, aesthetically pleasing garden to me. So I'm really hoping everything's gonna grow well. I'm really excited, and hopefully you guys stay nice and dry today. I got a little soaked here with that short burst of rain. But you know what? I'm good. It's just water. I can always go dry off. I'm not the Wicked Witch of the West where I'm gonna melt in water. But anyhow, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in my future updates and garden tours. Alrighty, have a good morning all. Bye bye.